Dr. Alison Carswell. I'm a research scientist at Rothamsted Research, and my area of research focuses on nitrogen cycling in agricultural systems. When I'm not at Rothamsted, I'm at home in Devon with my 2 small children and my husband. And when I get a few hours to myself, I like to go climbing with my friends. The global nitrogen cycle has been massively disrupted by humans through the conversion of stable atmospheric nitrogen into reactive nitrogen. A major use for this reactive nitrogen is as chemical nitrogen fertiliser, which we apply to our croplands. The benefits of using nitrogen fertiliser have been massive for humans and has in part enabled us to feed our growing population. However, not all of this reactive nitrogen, which is applied to our cropland, ends up in the food that we eat. And much of it can be lost to the surrounding environment. These nitrogen losses can be in gaseous forms. So gas of interest for us is nitrous oxide, which is a powerful greenhouse gas, 300 times more powerful than carbon dioxide in its global warming potential. Another gas is ammonia, which when released into the atmosphere can form compounds which make particulates and have negative impacts for our air quality. And when nitrogen is washed out of the soil system and into our waters, it can contribute to eutrophication and dead zones in those waters. So my area of research really aims to reduce the amount of reactive nitrogen that is lost through agricultural land applications into the environment and maximise the nitrogen that is used by the crop that we're applying it to. There are major challenges to achieving this. One of those challenges is the availability of cheap fertiliser. So in some parts of the world, nitrogen fertiliser can be very cheap and it is applied in excess to ensure good crop yield. And when the crops cannot take up all of the nitrogen that is applied, then this nitrogen is obviously lost to the environment and has those negative impacts that I described earlier. And there is also the need to account for all nitrogen that goes into our croplands. So chemical nitrogen fertiliser is not the only nitrogen form that can go into croplands. There's lots of nitrogen in recycled organic materials such as animal manures, digestates, composts. We also get nitrogen into our croplands through atmospheric nitrogen deposition and also through nitrogen fixing plants such as legumes. They can take nitrogen from the atmosphere and make it available for plant uptake. And then lastly, there is an imbalance in parts of the world. So we have parts of the world that there's lots of excess nitrogen and it's being applied too much of it's being applied to the croplands, and then there's other parts of the world which don't have enough nitrogen and would really benefit through using more nitrogen fertiliser and other fertiliser types to get better food security and ensure better crop yields. And there are parts you could consider parts of sub-Saharan Africa which are experiencing this. My research really is looking to minimise the amount of reactive nitrogen that is lost to the environment and maximise the amount of nitrogen we apply to croplands which is taken up by our target crops.